I'm Huyck, and today I want you to think about sustainable urban agriculture. And if we introduce this, the economic, health, and environmental impact it would have on the city of Fort Wayne. Right now I want you to think about the amount of times per week you have a home-cooked, nutritious meal. And now I want you to think about the times per week you eat out. Me, being a busy person, as well as the rest of my family, I don't have the time to sit down and eat a home-cooked, nutritious meal every night of the week. But let's think about the people who don't get to eat out every day of the week. The Food and Agriculture Organization tells us that we produce enough food for 12 billion people, when there are only about 6.3 billion people alive. Of these 6.3 billion people, 1.7 billion are obese. 800 million suffer from malnutrition and hunger. I want you to think about these numbers for a second. This means that 27% of the world is obese, and 13% of the world suffers from malnutrition and hunger. Most of these kids who suffer from malnutrition and hunger live in these urban regions where there is not reasonable access to healthy food, called food deserts. Children aren't getting the vital nutrients they need in the most informative years of their lives. Now let's talk about the obesity numbers. 1.7 billion people in the world, that's crazy. That means that 1 of every 4 people in the world are obese. But this doesn't surprise me because of the luxury and convenience of fast food. And I feel like if people grew their own food, they would only eat when needed. Think about how our culture in Fort Wayne would change if schools focused on teaching agriculture at an early age. We need more agriculture, food, and cooking classes. These classes could eventually lead to kids making school lunches. I feel like anyone connected with the food they eat at that level will be healthier because they'll become more aware of what and how much food is going into their body. Let's look at what other countries have done. Cuba, for instance. The U.S. embargo left Cuba in a bad economic state. Fidel Castro said the food question will be the first priority. They focused on agriculture and urban gardening, which was figured critically among the many measures taken to enhance food security. Maybe if we focused as a city on urban gardening and agriculture, we would become a more healthier city, and citizens will have a connection to the food they eat more than ever before. In order to do this, we must start educating the children in school about gardening, agriculture, and cooking. It wouldn't do any good to learn how to grow all this food but not know how to cook it. Let's guide our community to a healthier way of living so that we can be in the best state of health possible. Thank you for listening.